Tarkin coming at you with another game of Total Warhammer 3. We're here with Drazhoath the Ashen again. I just wanted to play a few more fights with our endgame armies. We actually probably need to get rid of an army or two to be able to afford to keep on playing for a little bit. I guess we're just going to chop this army. These heroes... I mean, that guy's too good to get rid of. He should go to an army. Yeah, I mean, how much do we save here? 215? Yeah, I mean, this guy, whatever. This dude's... I mean... Yeah. Look, we're not playing this for the long haul, right? If we don't get the money somewhat under control, then we're gonna have to stop playing the game. Alright, where's my man? Where's Gort the Cruel at? I don't remember. Oh, up here, yes. No, that's Belgrin the Scourger. Well, he can pay for himself, or not. Anyway, I don't remember where my armies are. Oh yeah, he went up here? No. I guess I could just go use this. He's right here. Ah, yes, you know, he's doing his thing. He's making money. You know, we're gonna get some here. So we're gonna burn the 8 peaks down again. And then fight 2 dwarf stacks right afterward. Yeah. That's what's hot on the streaks. Because we can... Yeah, we'll just, like, auto it, take some damage, whatever. Sack it. Because I'll still be able to regenerate. And oh yeah, we finally... That's right, now that we sack a thing, we get like a free bonus army every now and then. Which is just... This is the first time we've got that. It seems like it's going to be really good. But, you know, we're just pushing through this Grudge too far, right? We're just rolling. And they're not going to be able to catch us over here. While we churn through all of these little armies. And our replenishment is so good. And we can do it in you know, foreign territory. So we're already exactly where we want to be. And we can just, like, go to ambush. These armies are pretty scary. But so too is my army pretty scary. And anyway, we're just having a time, right? Like, we've already won the campaign. I just wanted to do a couple cool fights. And, well, it certainly seems like we'll have them. Now, most people despise fighting dwarves, and normally I would too, but we're uniquely situated by virtue of our position to be in good shape here. 3 armies, that's rough. I bet we could just retreat, though. Okay, and now... Moors is attacking. Oh, this is our little backup army. Like, where'd he come from? Like, oh yeah, I remember I declared war on him. Alright, and now we'll have this big fight. Oh, he must have fought the Scaven just now. Well, you know. We got a little beat up in our earlier fights, but they got beat up worse. And now it's time for the fight against Story Death Dealer with his full army. And many of them the Grudge Bearers, and then Thorum the Grudge Bearer himself, you know. He's juiced. He's got some abilities, you know. He's not juiced all the way though. He's not like us. And we get a beautiful choke point battle. See, the thing about our artillery is it's very good at anti-artillery play. And we just want these guys to support the rear whenever, you know, because we can... yeah, it'll be fine, probably. Probably be fine, because Drazhoath's going to be, you know, being a menace in the sky. Now, they will have artillery eventually, but it won't have the range of our artillery here, and we're going to be able to, like, counter battery fire it pretty heavily, so that's good. And we're going to keep the Iron Sworn in reserve, because we're going to need them fresh for when everybody else shows up. We're going to keep just the blunderbusses in the back line for flyers or the like, you know. Because again, we've got a scary setup here, but we got to start getting it done. They're scary stuff too. All right, I thought they would deploy over there, but they deployed over here, which, you know, bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off for them. Because what we're gonna do now is just get the pain trains rolling, right? And the good thing about hell cannons is, of course, we can just put them into a battery there. And all of a sudden, we've really got it going. Now, the Grudge Thrower, you know, spinning some ammo. We want to go around the rear here and then just start beating up on them. Oh, my goodness. You know, it makes sense that these shots are missing, but it's about sending a message, right? And we do have that crazy big boost to accuracy and missile damage as well, so that's nice. Because this Trollhammer, that could do something, but actually, do they do fire damage? Yeah, then it's not as good. Bummer. Yeah, so we can't catch a Trollhammer torpedo. That's, you know, that's not how the game works. They don't want you to catch a flyer. We're going to Flames of Asgore there. It's going to be great. Like, I guess we dive the cannon. And that Flames did great work. And, of course, now the Trollhammer torpedoes are shooting us. We do see that they do significant damage, you know. We're in the lion's mouth right now. We gotta be more careful. Of course, we do know from experience that Trollhammer, Grudge... you know, they take an eternity to reload. It's like 27 seconds or something, so we're fine there. And on this front, you know, they're getting shelled to pieces, so that's working out. Flames of Asgore for 5. It's just a very funny amount to play for a spell this good. And we're gonna dive here on this artillery. And then with our, with another one of our lore bombardment abilities, gonna do some great work there. Alright, and our artillery is carving up their approach just as planned. Now, Drazhoath did take some damage there from the Trollhammer torpedoes, so we want to back out. We don't want to be taking too much here. Now, we do have some healing going on. It's not a ton yet. You know, we gotta get those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. They're going to wheel to try to fire at me there, and then we're going to be able to take advantage of that. These artillery pieces are still active. And okay, now... like, now they're going to try to dive on the hell cannons? No, they're just going to try to shoot at them. And that means it's time to move our infantry up. Now the flame cannon there on the hill, we want to get out of where we are at here. We did our job on this side, right? We want to, oh man, if we can, when we get some sick shots here, oh man, it's going to be good stuff. And it's time for Blood and Fireborn on the hill here to get on these flame cannons. We don't want our infantry getting beat up. Right. Oh, that's a lot of damage. And of course, they put flamethrower Iron Drakes onto my flame demons. That's a bold strategy. And of course, oh my god, the carnage. And some of them are almost getting to the front line. The Bull Centaur Torok fighting against... What's beating him? Oh, Giant Slayers. Well, and Slayers. Well, you know. Good for him. Very bold. We're going to drink the healing potion and get on with it. And now you know what time it is. They think they're going to do something about our beloved units here. Nothing could be further from the truth. Oh my god. Anyway, some people consider the dwarves to be the be-all, end-all. And I agree with them. I think they're great. Nothing better than the Dawi, I always say. But man, oh man. When you see what these Chaos Dwarves are capable of... Because Thorgrim's trying to fight here, right? But how's that working out for him? Not perfectly. And then we've got a huge block over there. Now the pain trains can shoot here. Like, I stopped paying attention to this, but I know it's fine. You know why I know it's fine? Because the Kadai. Oh, the beatdown is so real. Oh, man. What an army. What a time. This is what it's all about, right here. And, you know... I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm so glad we didn't just stop playing the campaign. We earned this. We deserve it. This is wonderful. Now, it's not even as elite as it could be, right? Because, I mean, it's pretty dang elite, though. And, man, now that... Oh, yeah, I forgot, like, we have the suppressive fire on the things, because there's still some stuff we don't have. But we see there that even in a battle like that, the pain trains don't run out of ammo. So, I mean, marvelous. Man, oh, man. And, you know, that wasn't even as brutal of a fight as we could give. I mean, this wasn't like the most elite dwarf army imaginable, but even a more elite dwarf army, absent just a ton of gyros, would have a time with us. And gyros, I think, don't match up terribly well against the 8 hell cannons in 2 slots. But you know, we're trying to spend our things. We're trying to do our stuff. All right, so here. So for the war machines, we can just give them 1,000 barrier hit points. That's so good. Kadai category, we can give them barrier hit points. And then more missile resist. Yeah. Because now, like, we're almost, like, our armaments are low, but we're still fine. Yeah, I like this, you know, because we're just making, like, some, but, you know, we don't need to have a ton anymore on account of how good we're doing. Now, Gelt doesn't care about these wars with the dwarves. Zhao Ming does. That's not great. Yeah, you know, 1,000 barrier points. Oh, and that would be on like trains and stuff too. Oh my goodness. Barrier on trains. Stop. I can only be so excited about the future. But while that fight would have been like pretty cool. It's time to factory up, right? Yeah, we gotta factory up. Cause armaments would be fine, but we need to make more money. I mean, not that we can really support a factory for that long, but it's just raw materials to make one anyway. Which we have plenty of. Alright, so... Man, this is so fun. You know, the end of a map can be boring or it can be amazing, and you get to pick. We're gonna just move like here and go to ambush, trusting that they can't quite get to me. Yeah, that's a lot of armies, right? And this is just a hobo army. It didn't have the good stuff. Can we get Drinkoros? Yeah, then that's what we'll do, and then we'll pop up to Crooked Fang Fort afterward. Because this is really just about sending a message, right? Like... And that message is, I can't believe you stopped wanting to be friends with me. You know, -10 to enemy leadership in the local region alone makes him just a very wonderful defender lord of this place. Which we need for, you know, lore reasons, if not actual reasons. Alright, so... These guys got so beat up, and we've already gotten the chaos corruption pretty high. So they, you know, they're having a time. And this is probably the end of this Dwarf faction, I imagine. We could raise a grand tower here. No, we'll just build a little factory. Yeah, we've already raided it for its stuff. Yes, and indeed, that's the end of Karazakarak again. Alright, yeah, so we occupy it, which is good, because now we can... Yeah, we get rid of the Infernal Guard for the Iron Sworn, because it's just an upgrade. And it's single-turn recruitment because of reasons. Yeah. Alright. Man, this army's sick. And, you know, we can't quite pay for it, but that doesn't matter. When has that ever stopped me? Don't answer, I don't want to know. That's probably not going to go well, but we'll send him anyway. What's the worst that could happen? I mean, it literally doesn't matter. Because Astragoth's army is, like, pretty solid. Scrag, now, at this time, you wish to be friends. That's hurtful, Scrag. That's hurtful. It's hurtful because of all we've been through, Scrag. Could have been pals, Scrag. But you turned your back on me. Alright, so that guy gets taken care of. Oh, he won't even take the scrap towers right now. Man, he's mad. Well, we need to build it up and make a red building there. Well, at least Gelt's alright. Well, he'll give me 17 for it right now. So I guess, you know, we've got options. And we could declare war against, like, Archaon if we wanted to really make friends. Of course, we could just, like, become allies with Archaon, but he's weak, right? So maybe it would be better to make friends with all the good people. Show them what a good Chaos Dwarf I am. You know, most people can't tell the difference between us and regular dwarves anyway. If you want to make regular dwarves real mad, just tell them that. Hat makers. If you have good hats, then you get 20% cheaper recruitment for Chaos Dwarves, which is the most fun thing I've seen all day. I haven't looked at that much stuff all day, but that's the most fun thing I've seen. So Astrogoth needs to go down here to protect the home. Alright, I got that back as level 5 settlement. They're gonna come here and burn it down. Alright, so Belgern can protect this flank of it-ish. You know, it's almost like I shouldn't have had this war. Nah, I mean, it was all for a purpose. We were going for the victory, and we got it. And no matter what happens now, we still have the victory. They can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that away. But it's like, all these people, even if they're at war with all these dwarves, you know, it's like... they get mad at me for doing what has to be done. And we'll get rid of that desert and swamp now. I was thinking, that doesn't matter, but, you know, I might go to the desert. And we don't have too many more things to get anyway, you know. Oh, yeah, a big one. And we will send the labor force out. We now have massive labor forces at those 3 main ones. And then we will... Factorio it. Like, do we want to make this army any better? I don't think so. And in fact, we might actually benefit from making it worse, right? Because these guys are quite expensive for upkeep. And for this army style, you know, honestly, just, yeah, getting like another magma cannon, which is cheaper than one of those guys and will invariably do more work. And then if we want another big hitter for this, well, we've already got one. No, this is like the army with the monsters and stuff. We need. Let's get an Iron Sworn for something meaty in the front line. That guy is too poor to buy Sabre Mountain. But it's like, because Zhao Ming's like so mad at us, like, will he break the arrangement? Like, us having a defensive pact with Gelt is really quite nice. Because Gelt, you know, being a bro, doesn't care what happens to the dwarves. He understands that they declared war on me, and indeed the world, you know, like, why are we worrying too much about this, right? And now he is breaking our alliance, yep. That's alright. I mean, it's not like we're not playing forever. We're just hanging out, you know. Just trying to get a couple more really good battles before we go. And if we see some powerful lord out there along the way, or some big city, we'll just start a war with them too. Brutal Business is activated. That's good for the Horde factions. Not so good for me, typically. But it'll be good for, like, the Hobgoblin army. It'll be terrible against Skaven. Put down the rebellion. This guy has so many levels to distribute. We've been chilling on him, but in the late game, that's sort of what you have to do, right? If you spend every level when you get it, then you'll never be able to live all of your dreams. You gotta batch your work. And we're just going to keep on posturing there, just trying to keep him out a little bit. It won't work, but it'll work a little bit. An old Toxer Snarl here is running away. This will be a big one. And of course we'll have the settlement garrison as well, as we know. Hooray! Let's brawl. You know, it's not going to be tough, but any fight with an individual army at this point in the game is unlikely to be that tough. This is a very, very strong force we've got here. It's probably not as individually strong as it could theoretically be, right? But it's a very strong take-all-comers sort of sort of army list, right? We've got everything we need. And we're going to have our demons for backline summon protection. I'm like, and actually, why don't we... Yeah, infantry in the trees, because our artillery has like 1 billion hit points. Technical term, like 1 billion. Yeah, we'll just hang out in the trees there, and then... And then win the artillery duel. You know, they're trying to get away. I don't know what they're trying to do. Are they trying to, like, get back there to reinforce together? That will never work, let me tell you. Let me tell you right now. And why not? Because look at the damage! Oh my god. And that's what I mean about counter-battery fire, right? Because when the Ice-Forged Legion ×2, because I got lucky, starts opening up, there is nothing they can do. It's basically a deletion on one of these Skaven artillery, which, I mean, you know, not high leadership artillery, but what artillery is very high leadership. And just like that, a magnificent crumbling of their forces. I mean, they were never going to win this fight, but they might have thought briefly that it was going to be closer than this. Wrong, 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 wrong. And now it's time to open up the army abilities, you know, to add injury to injury, to add insult to insult, and to compound indignity upon indignity. Summons, army abilities, all of the magnificent, you know, and our artillery is still, you know, untouched. And they have 1,000 berry hit points anyway. So the Hell Cannon units, they have, you know, 16,000 hit points total. Warlock Masters are no slouches, you know, on their Doom Wheels, but we were taking fire from a lot of complicated sorts, and we still only lost, you know, some hit points here. And of course now the Poison Wind Mortars are coming in, but what are they hitting? The Ice-Forged Legion, which we're okay with. Yeah, but anyway, that's what fighting a Skaven army looks like now. You even one with good range, because you just pick apart with your artillery, which is dramatically superior. And then, you know, the guys in the trees, some of the fire gets stopped, but yeah, and then this whole reinforcing army doesn't even get to arrive. You know, amazing stuff. Brutal. But yeah, these guys, the Iceforged Legion are so strong that they can almost outvalue the leader himself. But this is why there's a crisis, right? Like, because we're the crisis. We're gonna, like, sell that to Elspeth because I'm very funny. And, you know, we just need more money, obviously. Obviously. We lose some places. Oh no, what'll I do? I mean, Skaven can sort of put things together a little bit better than a lot of factions, but not quicker than I can burn it back down and take all the materials again. $30,000, very nice. Because at this point, a lot of the AI factions have so much money, even if they hate you, you know, if you offer them a nice spot somewhere, you know, they'll have very little choice but to take it off your hands. And Queek's about to take Varenka Hills, so we might as well see if we can, yeah, get a nap out of it. Very funny stuff. It's just, man, what a faction. And being able to ratchet everything up with the manufactory, it's now I see why people say they have it all. The best mechanics. Probably the best units. No, they're the best for my playstyle. I like to have a strong lord or caster. I like to have a staunch front line. I like to be able to have a good mix of units, and this army, this faction definitely, you know, allows you to do that. Oh, that's right. And then we got the Hobgoblin Sack Army because, you know, that's actually really nice. It happens every 5 turns, which is just so good. Alright, let's get him a new item, but what? Helms of Discord are actually very good and kind of belong on all the Bull Centaur Taurochs that aren't, you know, currently wearing something better. It's an item that punches far above its weight. Talisman of Preservation. Good, good, good. All right, we got that big old hammer thing. Let's see about getting that on a here up here. What are you using, buddy? You're using the ever-changing blade, which seems fine, but I bet this, because it seems like it does a big old damage thing. Yeah, it's got like a runic hammer thing, and I mean maybe. No, we've got a lot of good stuff here. Oh yeah, the mirror shield, we took that off of someone. That should definitely go on somebody else. I think the magic attack is worth more against who we're going to be going up against here. Now, I don't want to spend too long on this screen. All right, let's carry on. Like it's at the very end of the campaign. I was thinking, you know, maybe we'll get something. We keep on getting so much stuff. Just every couple of turns, you know, you get new items from the tower. Oh no, well, dumb. It's fine. After all, we're just looking for some fun fights here. And finding them. You know. What's more fun than just destroying all of your foes, after all? Oh, we can upgrade it. More projectiles, that's fun. All right. It's like maybe Queek's going up there now? I mean, maybe. Alright, and now making even more money, buying us more time to move about the country and be very cool. And we're gonna go burn down the Karak 8 Peaks again, maybe take it over, who knows. I thought I was immune to trespassing. Did I ever burn that building down? Oh, I guess I did. Whoopsie. No, it's here. Yeah, I thought I was supposed to be immune to diplomatic penalties from trespassing all region owner armies, but oh, it's a hobgoblin army. Well, there you go. Found a little bug there. Scarbrand is moving up here, but yeah, I think we'll just we'll go on a world tour where we burn down important cities with Drazhoath. We failed to spot an ambush. Well, we might as well fight it then, right? Right. Because if we lose this army, I mean, that would be not perfect. But we keep the heroes, we keep the Lord, and all the other stuff can, you know, just cost money. And you get enough to pay for the army after just like 4 or 5 turns, right? Alright, so what's going on around us here? Getting on the Hellion there. And just getting totally shot up while we sit still. Of course, that's what Giselles do when you're not, you know, resistant to them. Deathglow Bombardiers, we gotta get in there. Like, we were taking just way too many free shots there, right? Right. Because we had all these, you know, if we had paused to address what was going on, it would have been different, but, you know, we didn't. Because they've got, like, all their armies here, right? Like, it's like a 4-army ambush. You know, good for them. But, you know, this army is not built to withstand an ambush. None of my armies are. They're supposed to be able to line up and do a thing. This is outrageous. It's unfair. And that ability entirely missed because I'm bad. Because even if it was one army against me, like, my anti-ambush tech is so bad that, you know, it would have taken us, you know, the whole army to deal with it. But with these reinforcements, there's not really a lot to do. It's all fine. I grudge too far, and it's the Skaven that pop my armies. Ain't that the most Warhammer thing you ever heard? But of course, that's Tornit, you know. That's all there is. Decent. I was hoping it would break like a piece. It didn't. Lord dies, everyone else gonna die. We didn't use any of our breath attacks. You know, the army is better than I used it here with, but it's sort of a foregone conclusion if I get ambushed that I'm gonna lose. But yeah, there you go. If this happened to my real army, it would be fine, probably. But we'd still probably lose, like, all of the infantry. And all the artillery. And everything but the Lord. And maybe him, too. But yeah, nasty little Skaven army. Oh, it was only 2? It was only 2 armies. I thought it was, like, 6 armies. Yeah, you know, if we'd had a regular deployment, we could have been one of those armies. Probably not both of them. I thought that was like 5 armies. You know, we did just walk up to Karak 8 Peaks, so I guess not totally surprising it didn't go so well. You know, meh. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't know why I'm playing this campaign anymore. I'm gonna go burn down Karakar, and I'm not worried about all this other stuff, you know. These guys are like immortal, but you know, whatever. They're cool. They're very cool. But we're just trying to push through and get another fight or two out of this campaign. It might have been a foregone conclusion, though, you know. I don't know if the good fight we're looking for is ever going to arrive. But that does mean we can go on a world tour of burning down fancy places. Like, why don't we go burn down the World Tree? That'd be funny. Oh, France wants war? Good. Give me something to do. Burn it down. There we go. Because here, if we just go into, like, straight Bernie mode, we've got a good enough army. I kind of want to make the Fireborn into another destroyer, though. Just because I don't think Auto-Resolve loves the Fireborn. And we can just go on, you know, aggressive, angry world tour. And I like that, you know, I like that a lot. So we might lose our main place, but, I mean, if we... You know, if we just go home and turtle with him, and then we hang up here at Zarnagrund, Wisatan, I bet we can hang on for a little while to the homeland as it crumbles, and then, you know, do whatever. And these hobgoblin armies that we spawn in our way is so good too. So we got tons of armaments. It would be bad to lose our lands if we had to like reduce the armaments that we had, but you know, we can try to Factorio up in some of the places and get a little bit going on. Hey Drifter, how are you? Heyo, big battle. Alright, well, this is probably going to be the end of this army, but that does mean we should fight it. It'll be the moment when we when we abandon our lands in search of wars elsewhere, and that can be the end of the campaign. No, I mean, I could afford another army, a better one, but... So they're trying to reposition back there. Bold strategy. We're going to try to get them to blob and then obliterate them, right? Right. With a huge, a magnificent, a massive final transmutation. And we really might get away with it. We might get almost everything we've ever wanted right here. Come on. You know, it's not as big as we wanted it to be. It's still getting a bunch of the units, including the Lord, which is very good indeed. You know, the hero blob moved up far too fast. They got on top of the dudes got on top of my riders, which is nuts. Did I just finally not get hit by a warp lightning? I mean, a little bit. Drop this on the poison wind mortars. Drop this like so. Dreadquake mortar on the roof. It hits nothing. It hits nothing. What a waste. Oh my god, what a waste. It hits one unit of slingers and a couple of things. You know, we needed more than that if we wanted to let this army live. We've got access to about 1 billion wins. That's a technical amount, about 1 billion. And we get a decent final transmutation there. Not the best you could imagine, but decent, and that's all you need, you know. Getting some damage on Queek before he gets in here. Very nice indeed. We need to get our heroes out of that fight. That's a hell pit. You don't want to be fighting one, even if you're good at it. I'm like, I don't need to waste that. It's too good of a thing to waste. Don't know how I can get a more advantageous setup, but we're gonna have to try. Because now the artillery is coming in, right? Now the weapons teams are happening. But you know, that's right, we've got summons. We've got summons! What I want to do here is get this blob in a final transmutation, just mainly because Queek's walking into it. I don't even know what else is there. But we need to get out now. Well, we're all large here, but still Queek is good, and we need to get into the center of combat a little bit. We're going to drop the Blood and Fireborn summon back here onto the Warp Lightning Cannons. And they'll also be able to beat up on this Warlock Engineer, but probably we'll just sweep up in the rear that-a-way. And then we drop a Dreadquake right here. Yes. Because this is where the fight is. This is where the marbles are going to be. He ran? How is his leadership so tanked? You know, probably a lot of different effects, huh? Oh, probably all of those fire things shooting him. Could have been. Because they're, like, in the line now, right? Like, it is torn. But it's not, like, over. It's just very rough. Because, importantly, Queek has, like, 300 hit points. And when he goes, their whole army is going to want to run. I said their whole army is going to want to run. It was even true. Come on, make it true. And then Queek gets absolutely missed. Come on, hit him. 1 H point. There we go. There we go. And I think with that, we actually are going to win the battle, which makes me feel so proud of myself. Just so proud indeed. Oh wait, no, there's still more armies. Well, you know, moderately proud for the now. Not over yet, but... but things are fine. It was still fine. The blunderbusses got... Oh, they're still up. Alright, cool. Doomflayer trying to fight the magma cannon. Actually, the magma cannon having a barrier is very good, isn't it? And this guy, he's like, we've got a Cinder Breath at home. And they do the most beautiful scatter you've seen in your whole life. Hey, Thomas. As progress... Oh, it's great. You know, we won last night, and right now we're just looking for interesting fights and finding them, you know. We could have lost this battle. We just lost one of our other armies not too long ago, but I think we're going to pull it together. It was a big one. But that's what this part of the campaign is all about, you know. It's we can't lose because we already won. So we just want to get like a couple cool fights, get to use our armies, get to, you know, get to backstab the people who betrayed us earlier. Is it really backstabbing if they started it? You know, that kind of thing. Oh god, yeah. So even just one unit of Rattling guns freely shooting you can be the end of a whole life, and we had two of them doing it. Cause like we still might lose this battle. It's fine. Like this isn't like the army; it is merely an army. But we still use, you know, this army for, like, the whole time, so it would be nice to not get shot to death by these Rattling guns. Big Searing Doom gets it done. And I think they're army lossing. Yeah! Get wrecked. I mean, maybe. Yeah. Hooray! I win! A hollow victory. Maybe we should just call it a loss. No way. No way. I won. Against 3 armies. With a hobgoblin force. 252 kills on these guys. Man, what an ROR. Because they're like, they've got the bows, but they also have, you know, the spears. You know, they're a pure hybrid skirmisher. Yeah, I mean, how good's that? Super good. And their armies got trash canned. They attack my beloved convoy, very sad. But yeah, right now with our main army, we're just like, because this campaign is, you know, it ends whenever I say it ends. So mainly we're just like going around getting into adventures and looking for places that we think we could have a big fight, right? Kui doesn't want peace yet, but if we keep up beating on him, then... Because this army is like ready to brawl again, and these armies are not. These armies are having a little bit of trouble. We're just going to sit there and see if they want to go again. Like, where is Gelt going? Who's he at war with? Gelt is at war with Reichland? Oh, because he declared war on me! That's right. I remember now. So, the Empire of Man declared war on me, which, of course, makes Gelt honor bound to declare war as well. So he's marching across the lands to punch him in the face. Thomas Mack, he said, "No one else is hollow." Yes! A knight! He says knee. Because this army is like the madman. This one gets it all done, all the way, all the time. But if you guys are going to declare war on me, and you've just done so...
I have no reason to welcome
Alright, so she really wants to brawl. That's very sad. We're just gonna have to punch her faction in the face for this, then. That's the only way. We're gonna walk right up and burn it all down. And you know, I totally wasn't gonna do this anyway. This is because they attacked me. I'm the good guy. No, I remember they declared war on me. I just forgot that my allies were my allies. So, the specific is because these guys, this is the Empire of Man. Reichland, but like, you know, and then this guy over here, Balthazar Gelt, he's the Supreme Patriarch. He's like the leader of the College of Magic of the Empire. So it's very funny to have him be like, wait, you messed with my best friend, the Chaos Dwarves, the most evil guys in the world? How could you? I'm gonna march across the world to fight you. The guy I literally am supposed to work for in universe. But that's the sort of fun thing you can do in Total War Warhammer. You know, there's not a lot of safe routes anymore. I guess we just... You know, we can keep on sending it to the Great Hall of Greasus. We don't really need the labor, but, you know, the convoy's nice. So we just basically need all of our places to be factories now. So that we can make more money. Thomas, you say, what did I do after you left Legacy and Silk Song? I don't remember exactly when you left. You were there for the cogwork dancers, right? But I got to the second savage. Oh, and I got to the second savage beast fight, but I didn't win that yet because I needed to go and get more materials for the tools. And then I never grinded them up because it takes like a long time to get all of them, and like, you know. And if I was doing these fights, we could make a lot more of a damage against them, but it's fine. Like, none of this matters except in an abstract sort of way. Go check on the Green Guy and Sinner's Run next time. Okay, yeah. Curious what happens to the Cogwork Dancers before you free him. Yeah. I would have, except he said he didn't want to get freed, and also, like, I found another key, but I had found a second locked door way before I had found this dude, so, that door was much more important to where I went than this guy who literally said he didn't care, It'd be different if he was like, oh man, I sure wish I didn't have to be in this cage, but he's like, no, I'm good. I'm like, alright, bet. Alright, and we can give him Crooked Fang Fort to get this war over now. And he'll give me a ton of money. Now, this won't make other people like us much, but it'll end this war. And then I won't have to worry about him running through my lands. The quest behind him is basically soft locking an area as far as you know. Oh, okay. I see. Yes. It's never fun when you get got like that, You want to do one thing in your game, and you're like, wait, what do you mean? This is what I have. Alright, so now we're negative 2k. We got rid of the Clan Moors Wars. Which is good, because at any point, Cathay might declare on us. Like, we'll give him Ruin's End real quick. That'll please him. No, we'll wait. Because Gelt's probably going to get mad at us pretty soon for what we do. We'll need... Yeah, we'll definitely need these armies over here. Which is fine, That went perfectly. That went just like we wanted. We ended that war, and can prosecute this war. And we're just going to start straight burning them down. Oh, yeah, there we go. And now we get perfect vigor. Rat people, yes, indeed, rat people. And they are awful. They cannot be trusted. I say this as a cartoonishly evil faction myself. The Scaven are even worse. If you actually make friends with the Chaos Dwarf faction endgame, if you actually do, they'll pretty much stay your friend. Scaven will backstab you out of being bored. But no, it's alright if you want to talk about it. This is... I'm not, We're like mopping up this campaign, right? The stakes are already over. We've already won. I'm just enjoying... This faction gives you so many options for, like, crazy power at the end. And it's just lovely. It says I'll lose this. Very well, I accept. Because the other thematic thing about the faction is like going out and raiding, reaving, pillaging, plundering, and sending back a trail of captives and wealth to the Chaos Dwarf lands. Like, it's, you know, it's pure evil, and it's what the bread and butter of the Dawizar is. Like, that is how they want to live. They want to range far away, and then, you know, eventually worry about coming home. Ah! Karakadrin! That's right, Grudge Too Far, still on. Bloody hands with the C. Yeah, they're, you know, they're orcs, and orcs like to spell that way. Orcs are very orky. But Karakadrin's also at war with, like, Elspeth, which is very funny. But what we need to do is be able to deal with that threat, probably by souping up Satan's army. You know, this would be a good place for those wizards that were level 30 that I eliminated, huh? Nah, it's fine. Because the other, like, there's so many items that came together to give me the funniest, best potential life here. And only by all of them coming together can it really have happened. And it's just so nice. We're not even wearing one of our... like, we've got so many, like, purple items, which are, like, very special, usually. And we're not even wearing all of them, which is pretty funny. This guy needs to put something on. Because we have, like, passive abilities that just generate items for us, which is very funny. That's not, like... That's not how normal factions get to live. Like, I don't even know where this guy is. Is he in an army? I hope so. It doesn't matter. Let's carry on. And normally you can't just run around and heal, right? You have to be like back in your land. But I have this item that lets me have all of my regeneration happen no matter where I am, basically, with very few exceptions, which is awesome. And this army's so good. It's so good. Black Ops 2 names, yeah. Yeah, the orcs are like that. But that's all the factions in Warhammer, when they get random names, they're all sort of like they lean into the silliness. Hey, a big battle? Hey, a big battle. All right, so what do we got? They got Hawkland long rifles. These are snipers. They've got Hellblaster volley guns. These are very, very powerful AP shooters, but they've got low range, right? So I'm gonna put my Mega Elite cannons onto them, and I don't think they're gonna shoot at me at all. Alright, a big battle. This is what it's all about. And then after this, we're gonna go and burn down their capital, and then the capital of the Empire, and then maybe the elves, and maybe the Tree of the Wood Elves, because it's like, look, I just want to party. I just want to brawl. I want to go in and swing, right? Like, this army might be the most fun army I've ever had. And we'll just have the pain trains here. It doesn't matter if these guys can see because they have, like, essentially heat-seeking demon missiles. It's pretty sick. But anyway, these fools are in for the worst time. We're gonna hide the shooters in the trees in case somebody else comes in. These guys here. Here. Oh, they're all the way in the back. Okay, so they're trying the... We're going to wait for the reinforcement strategy, but you know what is good against that? The pain train! And that is why we call them the pain train. This is a great sword. This is the best infantry unit they have. And those 2 shots just deleted one of them. Just deleted one. And I've still got a ton left. They're pulled by trains, so they have 10,000 hit points. A normal artillery piece would have, you know, maybe 4. They're also heavily armored because of this. And there we do... So they're not only good at shooting anything, they're good at shooting everything. And we just get counter artillery battery fire there. Now they have a big fighter in the air. To have like 100... yeah, 120. 120 models are in the unit, and they had 2 after... Oh my goodness. It's just carnage. It's so pure. It's so elegant and graceful. It's what the world was for. We are the Chaos Dwarves. What are you guys doing? Because the thing about the trains, too, is I have this ability. It's called Restock. And they both have, like, enough ammo to basically kill 2 whole armies. But with this Restock ability, it's enough ammo to kill, like, 4 whole armies. And that's to say nothing about all the other junk I have, too, which is not balanced. It's broke. It's so good. Alright, now they're onto the battlefield. Now they think they want to brawl. We're going to dive these Empire Knights and show them what's up. They breathe like they're in dead oxygen. It's true. Well, otherwise, you can't see that the horses are really charging. But look, I mean, just look at it. Isn't it the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your life? Alright, but that's enough looking because we have got to get ready. The battle is starting in earnest. Alright. Now, crucially... due to our brilliant and handsome deployment. If they try to come through the trees at us, that's going to be pretty funny. You know, they're going to have to go this long way around, and anybody that tries to go on this flank, we'll just shoot up, right? Right. Speaking of shooting up, it's time for a Fireborn summon in the back here. Right? Right. It'll go right here. And that'll really frustrate them. Alright, we're actually getting shot up by something, so let's quit that. Oh, the Outriders. We need to regenerate a little bit. I mean, need is a strong word. We are doing alright. Alright, the Pain Train, that's not advantageous shots. Let's get back into the blob there, shall we? Oh my goodness, that's what the artillery is all about, baby. Now I'm like, what's happening here? Okay, these are grenade launchers, which do, you know, like really good explosive damage against infantry, and that's why these guys are losing some HP, but we're just going to push them off here. And we have, like, explosive grenades that we can throw in, too, so it's not like we don't have our own lovely tools for such an occasion. No, not like that, not like that. There we go. And yes, now it's time for all of the abilities to swing in. Alright, now we need to restock a Pain Train. This one, running a little bit low on the ammunition. These knights charging into Fireglaves, which is exactly what a Fireglaive wants. It's time for the demons to come in. And now we are fighting their level 31 general. The thing is while this dude is a good fighter, I am a great fighter. He doesn't want this. He does 500 damage. I do 1,000. I buy a big screen TV he cannot afford. And there, even with significant fire support, they don't get it done. We summon on top of the Outriders, get a lot done, charge in here. Delete those fools. Delete all the rest of these fools. And there's the army losses. There we go. And of course, we lost like a good bit of infantry here, but look at everybody else, you know? Look at everybody else. We didn't even use our big guys. Like, I forgot to get them in there. And look at them. Look how ready they are. Look how much they would be ready to go. You think these two dudes are worried? They're not. Beautiful. Oh, we did lose the Immortals. Well, that's sad. We'll have to get a different unit. Very sad indeed. They're a cool unit, but, you know, they probably got shot up. If you don't have a shield and you're being controlled by me, you're probably going to have a bad time because you're not going to notice that you're being shot. In this game, they'll just stand there. They're like, you told me to get shot, boss. Look like they crawled out of Doom. Yes. They're called Kadai Destroyers. They're basically fire demons bound into the metal shape, you know. And they're very hardcore. They're very cool. Alright. Good, good, good. And now we're just gonna mop up these guys. These are the armies that had the temerity to attack me. The chutzpah. Super heavy metal. Alright, and now we're just going to lose the blunderbuss unit. Should have paid attention to that. And then sack occupy. We need 2 units. We can get a blunderbuss for that, and then... We don't want to spend 2 turns recruiting the guy. We don't want to spend 2 turns returning any guy. 2 turns is so long. We can just take, like, a flyer. Yeah. Yeah, well, like, once... When you're at this point and it's just, like, a garrison, like... There's not really a point in doing the battle unless you just feel like it. Like, because at this point I've already done sieges against way scarier armies, right? I've already dealt with as hardcore as anybody is going to look. So if it's just like another one of those fights, I mean, meh. It's fine, but meh. Alright, we need a pain train in this army. Oh, we can't get one because we have to get an army cap. That's alright. You know, a 3rd one in the other army would probably be good too, but, you know, I do want to... Because I have a ton of money now. We're negative 1,000, but, you know, we have 138 grand because we've been making so much money in these wars, which is also the point of it, like, to be able to get a cooler force here. But we're just going to keep on marching up and burning down the Empire lands, right? Right. And when they eventually sue for peace, I'll probably say yes. For a little while. And then go start a fight with somebody else. Because, of course, if they're, like, really far away from me, it doesn't matter if they hate me. What are they going to do? March all the way across the world with a whole bunch of sacks and burn down my stuff? Yes, that will happen. They will do it. But it'll take them a long time. And one feature of my faction is that if you get a ton of all of the things, then you don't, like, all the special resources. Even if they burn down everything I have, I could put this back together pretty quick. I don't want to. I want to hold on to my beloved stuff, you know, my things. But we are just Factorioing it up. Because the thing is, too, is the mechanics of the faction allow you to use your unique resources in order to, you know, make a ton of money or your other resources. So by going off to war here and burning down all of this, we're sending all the stuff home. And even if we somehow were to lose this army, which would break my heart, because we couldn't get both of these back ever again. We could get one, but not the other one. It would actually make me so sad. I would probably reload. But what we're gonna do is sack this one for the labor, and then because I knew I could get up here, and then we'll burn this one down. And this is why you shouldn't go to war with me. Boom, baby. And then we'll burn that one down next time. This is the most fun I've ever had in an endgame in this game. And I've had a lot of fun after I've won a campaign. And this is good stuff. Oh, a rebellion. That's bad. Yeah, this army, I say this a lot. If I think it might be the best army I've had. I've had a couple really crazy busted ones in the last few campaigns, but it might be the best one I've ever had. Certainly, I think it has the potential to be the greatest army I've ever had, but there were a lot of those armies that had that potential. This game can get deeply, deeply silly depending on how much money you have and how dedicated you are to the meme. Executioner's Axe. That's very good. Very good indeed. That'll give you a thing to literally just pop enemies when they get too close to the end. Very nice. Alright, so... And through mechanics of the game, so... it's an ability called Mentor, but basically all the experience that these guys get, they're sharing with other people that are in the same classes as them, and you get a lot of experience for winning big fights like this, so... And do we just do Altdorf now? Yeah! We'll probably do this siege, but, I mean, meh. They've already got holes in the walls. Yeah, we'll do the siege just to show you what it looks like when this army does a siege. It's not like necessary to do, but you know, Altdorf is the capital of Reichland, who's the seat of the Empire. So it's good to put some respect on it, right? Before we burn it down. Now, there's already wall breaches right here. What we're going to do is just, you know, shell it into oblivion while Drazhoath goes inside. Typical stuff. Because right there you see our artillery is going to just demolish everything that's going on here, right? We're going to go ahead and pop these towers. It won't take long. And of course, these things not only have 4 hell cannons per, which is 4 times as good as any artillery unit in the game. They have like 50 ammo. And I can restock them. Speaking of ands, we're just going to drop a massive bit of destruction there. Because once we knock the towers down and a couple more towers down, we'll just walk into these breaches in the wall and have a brawl, right? Right. But Drazhoath could probably beat everything here on the battlefield at one time. Probably. Because he hasn't even gotten dented here. The thing about him is he's like busted, right? Like, he's so strong, he's so quick, he's so handsome, he has such a fine beard that it makes people, like, intimidated, right? Like, they don't even feel brave enough to fight him because of how handsome he is. And that's his real strength. That and a cartoonishly large amount of army abilities. Because we're gonna, like, this blob is trying to come in here and fight us, right? So far, so smart. But now look. Now look at them. Do they look smart anymore? Do they look wise? That's a lot of damage. Look at the bones. And I'm just here like, oh, what? Oh, did you say something? Cinderbraj. Cinderbraj thinks you said something. Cinderbraj says, oh, they think they're tough. Get him, Cinderbraj. And of course, they haven't even got through the barrier yet. That is what a cool guy I am. And then we're gonna Flames of Asgore and walk right through it. After all, when they're falling down from the flames, they can't block me from running through. Oh my god, that's a lot of damage. And now we're going to try to take the wall. It's just so brutal. Like, what can men do against such reckless hate, you know? They can't. Can't do anything. We're going to drop this summon on top of these Outriders and the Stubborn Bulls. It's not the best fight we could get, but, you know, Outriders are a little annoying. And grenade launchers are a thing that could have done some damage against us once we get inside, since it can be tricky to pay attention if you're me. But yeah, a totally unnecessary siege. We're going to fast forward it a little bit. Not all the way. Bale Taurus escorting some dudes off. Yeah, but they are, you know, they're trying to go inside now, but to what end, right? And we'll just flames that platform. Or not. I'm like, just flames it. Because we've got like a billion, a technical term, like a billion Winds of Magic. All we could ever want. And of course, the trains are not only pulling them, they do shoot as well. Yeah, they've just got like a billion cav here. Let's see how it goes, right? As we all know, nothing leads to more success in this game than a huge amount of cavalry. Oh, by the way, Empire cavalry aren't good. No, I mean they're fine for some applications. This dude is so slow. Alright, so we need to take the city. Which means we have to get all the way up here. Demis are coming in. Demigryph Knights are very good fighters, but we've already just run them across, you know, the trains. And, of course, now this is where the fun begins. But yes, it is time to take the city. Whether we do it well or poorly, we'll figure that out soon. Let's just get these guys right here. They're going to need to defend the old bros there. But I think we might army loss them before we can take the city. That's okay, you know, what are you gonna do? Cackle? Yes. Laugh with glee at how strong all of our stuff is? Yes. Drop the Doom of Hashut upon them? Watch as it flies. Oh, that's a lot of damage! Because the thing about this is whenever you bring in these guys, this is what it looks like. You're just playing the game, and then out of the distance, the most glorious sight. Fire demons wreathed in metal, bound with flame and anger, coming through your city streets. And it's just so awesome. Looks like they are getting around the back end here, but it's not going to go too well for them. Most of these are fire glaives that they're getting caught up on. And of course the trains are here, but they can't deal with the trains. The trains are like massive, amazing chariots, and we'll just drive on through our foes, right? You can't stop us, you can't even slow us down. Like, these Outriders are shooting into our guys, like, at point-blank range, but our guys will turn around at some point. They will. Right in time to win. Anyway, and that's what it looks like when you take a city by storm. Altdorf, capital of the proud Empire of Man. You know, only 700 kills on Drazhoath. You know, there's a lot of value to go around now. 3,500 value on that pain train. Gotta love it. Got to love it. No, maybe like 4 of them. Maybe 4 of them would be better. And we burn it down for 11 grand and a ton of mats. Yes. Because if you burn it down, they can't put it back together again. Get wrecked. And that's the other thing about this. It takes them so long to get to a level 5 settlement, and then I can just, like, casually burn it all down. Oh, we can't win this fight? Well, then we won't do it. I'm like, what? Oh, we got a plague. I'm like, how am I not replenishing? The old plague. Scarbrand wants a non-aggression pact. Pathetic. Pathetic. If Scarbrand fights for Khorne, well, there's a whole thing. Khorne's mad at him, but he's exiled. But anyway, blood for the Blood God, skulls for the Skull Throne is their chant. So peace is not really on the menu for Khorne demons. It's shameful for them to even suggest they wouldn't fight somebody. Okay, so... Huh. Huh. Oh, I guess maybe we never had that one. That's alright. Alright. Who's fighting against me now? Nah, we'll wait for them to declare it. We need to get Astragoth up here to be able... Astragoth. I'm gonna say his name wrong forever. That's okay. No one can stop me. Don't try to stop me. It's like, I will just keep on straight burning everything down. Nobody cares less than I do about these fools. Because it's like, you don't even need to eliminate all of your enemies. You know, you just beat them up very badly, push them back, and then if they rebuild, you go right back, tear up their stuff. That was just our Hobgoblin sack army, which, you know, is what it's for. Because for Grudge Too Far, it's like you don't even need to beat the dwarves. You just need to have the lands under your control. Which, you know, we don't care about the ultimate victory. I'm doing this for the ultimate moral victory, which, you know, which we'll achieve by burning down the lands of all the foe. Oh yeah, I can't rush it. Well, we can get single turn recruitment for the next turn there. I mean, no, it doesn't matter. Because we'll just move in and start, you know... I was like, do the Wood Elves like me? No, they don't like me. I'm like, but we've been fighting dwarves. They should love that. Turns out they still don't like me. After all I haven't done for them. Oh, right. We were supposed to deal with that guy. Well, you know. Let's go back. I forgot what I was doing. But we have, we have so much Conclave influence. We can instantly get a place to level 5, without trying too hard. It's a great place to be. She wants a ton of money or she's going to declare war on me. Well, very well. And it looks like Gelt refused to join up. So very sad. Well, World War! Oh, they all declared on me. Got it. Everybody's got a problem with me. Yeah, so he just backstabbed me. He didn't attack me, but he might as well have. I'm like, we didn't get the restock ability? That's bad. Alright. This dude actually took the line that I would normally never take, but that's alright. We just want to get... some abilities here, blah, blah, blah. Now he's got to restock. We need a train in this army, but, no real time for it. We can get one when we get up here. We just got to reposition things. Drazhoath, far from home. This always happens whenever he is off doing his thing, right? Like, let's just disable the notifications, shall we? But it looks like all the factions of the world are trying to draw the lines, right? But I just, I'm just trying to do my thing. I'm just trying to have some wars. I'm just trying to have a good time. Want to brawl. But, seven more fire glaives in the army should serve us well. And we're going to get him a train. A man's got to have a train. After all, if they're coming across the pass there, we're going to need... You know, because that guy might try to come up, like, immediately, right? Speaking of immediately, you then here is going to have a bad time. We could actually fight this fight. Could be interesting enough. Actually, should be interesting enough, yeah. After all, we don't have any flyers in this army, right? Yeah. Alright, so they have grand cannons, but I've got pretty good cannons myself. And we haven't fought Cathay one time in this whole campaign, so... It'll be fun to see how the army matches up. This is, of course, our secondary army. It should still do fine. It's like, all right, start the pain train. Woo woo. Oh, we got the headhunt on both of those. Oh, that was whoops. That's just an augment. It's all right. It'll come right back. So the Celestial Dragon crossbow is already getting just totally dumpstered. These are, of course, huge armor-piercing missile guys. These are some of the best archers in the game. Not like the best, but some of the best. This dude doesn't even have restock. Pretty embarrassing. It'll be alright. We probably won't need it. After all, look at what's happening to them here. That actually did a ton of damage there. We're going to drop this right here in the center. Oh, wow, yeah. Never mind. We're going to back away. With the Grand Cannons, we're getting some work done. We're just going to back up a little bit with the Pain Train. You know, while we still have a ton of HP left on it. And get these guys popping on the Grand Cannon. Get these guys right here. Oh wow, the dragon, the Lord in the air got so shot up by the hell cannons. I guess that's what they were shooting at. All right, good stuff. The Sky Junk, you know, still getting some work done too, but these fellows doing wonderfully, beating up on a lot of the stuff here. Alright, and now it's time to turn the Pain Train around. The Magma Cannon's shooting up into the air. The Fire Glaives are going to be... And, of course, now we just need the Blunderbusses to get into a spot for it, too. But it looks like... Because if they try to... Are they going to, like, dive on my artillery? Well, they are. And you know what that means? Counter dive! Hatchet Stark Ravagers throwing some axes up into the air at the Great Longma Riders. Alright, so none of this is working that well. Let's actually use a spell. Yeah, Hellhammer. It's like very cheap when he casts it. You know, it does some damage. And of course, they still have some of their artillery online. Drazhoath is like in on them though, so not that much of their artillery is online. And he's just gonna take them to the land down under. And they're trying to flank on that side. Of course, it's gonna take an eternity. It's not gonna work out. Drazhoath, you know, just having a time, having a party, doing great, punching and kicking, screaming around, being a mad, mad, mad boy. I say, I cannot believe Cathay is going to try to invade my land. I tell you, I say. And we are just mopping it up here. And that is what it looks like when a single pretty good Cathay army comes to fight against one of mine. They're gonna need more than one. And this isn't even the good army. This is just a good army. Yeah, 300 kills on the pain train, 4,500 value. I mean, you can't knock it, right? See, food poisoning is not fun. Indeed, something to be avoided. But yeah, a devastating showing for our foe here. You know, they don't do so well. We're just gonna drop a bunch of money there, getting him a bunch of flying beasties, because that'll be fun. You know, he'll have a different kind of army there. And Drazhoath is now gonna burn down the waterfall palace. Glorious. Here, of course, we don't get to regenerate because of Athaloran attrition, but that's all right. Yep, it's a really, really good artillery piece. And the train in front of it, like, the train's a good unit, too. So, like, in conjunction, it's really, really... It's really brutal what you can do with... And they're expensive, right? Like, without discounts, I think it's like 800 or 900 gold. For perspective, like, a normal good artillery piece might be like 300. So they cost a lot. You know, so, like, in this army, the pain train costs 650, which is the price of 4 of my very elite guys, or my moderate elite infantry, or 3 of my very good shooting guys, or, you know, 2.5, just 2 of the hell cannon costs. So, you know, it's not cheap, it's not untenable either. What we're gonna do is march up here. and be able to knock them off there. You know, after all we've done for Cathay. But hey, at least they wanted to donate some labor to the Chaos Dwarf cause, right? Good for them. I mean, good for us, not them. That's not the right way to phrase it. Good for us. Of course, they are riding in through our lands now, but so what? The thing is, too, is there's a thing called climate in the game, and in other places there's a thing called climate. But the thing about climate is it will change, like, how you can recruit. It'll change how much public order you have, how long it takes you to do stuff, how much money you get for having a place. So when they take these lands, they don't like, it doesn't like really hurt me. You know, that was like one of my good places. It does hurt me, but it doesn't really hurt me, not least because I don't care. Like, this is all over but the shouting. Until Dexterman help, like, exactly. And, you know, our armies are about to get real expensive, but we also might be about to lose some of them, so that's alright. Jot that down. Because I think the most kills we got in a fight in this campaign was 1,400 or so with the leader. You know, I guess Archie wants a military alliance. You know, I guess it's time. We're gonna throw our lot of... Look, the forces of order didn't want to be our friends, even though we wanted to be theirs, you know. So, he's got, like, a ton of armies right here. That'll be a fun test. Oh, whoops. You know, it's alright. We didn't move either of these armies. It's okay. Not like we're in a huge war where we need to pay attention or anything. Ended their trade agreement with me. Aw, Gelt. Aw, buddy. How could ya? We were such good friends. I never did anything to him. Not one time did I do anything negative to either of these guys who have declared war on me. They just don't like me because of how nice my beard is. I get it. I get it. They're jealous. So too would I be. But that doesn't give them the right to maraud through my land. The land which I have rightfully stolen. Time for revenge. Oh, indeed. Which is actually how this started over here. We started a huge war with these rats because we used to be friends, and then they turned their back on me. Alright, so we can actually get a military alliance again, and he'll give me... Okay, no, we'll give him this settlement for 110 grand. Wow! Okay, good. Now, it doesn't matter that we're upside down 6k, because we have 40 turns of it, and we can continue having fun. Yeah, baby. We can get these guys again, but, you know, later. Alright, so. Like these fools. So they might try to get across here to the capital, but... Because Gelt's, like, in the middle of our land now. He's telegraphing that he's going to declare war soon, but they like to wait a little bit. The AI does. You know, they can't just break all of their agreements and declare in one turn like the player can. They have to take a little more time. But when one of your friends starts breaking all of the agreements in the game, it's a lot like the real world, you know. If somebody starts breaking their agreements, maybe start looking at them a little bit and be like, do they intend to keep them? Do they? Like, does this guy want to brawl? I think he does. We're just gonna get rid of him. He has a good army, you know, it doesn't matter. We just auto-resolve through it. We occupy just for the replen. Then we move over here to burn down Karakazor, because that's what's hot on the streets. Alright, does Elspeth want peace? Yeah. So you can trade her that, and then we'll have peace with her, and then she'll go home and quit messing with all my stuff, freeing me up to keep messing with the people I want to hit. Good. Pay her to go away. And continue my war against the dwarves. Because we already burned down her capital and one of her other really good buildings, so she's on the back foot heavily. And really, having a very strong enemy on that side isn't great. It's not perfect. Oh. They're attacking me. Very well, I accept. They're attacking my real army. They've got some good stuff. This is a very good dwarf army and a very good garrison. But they're attacking me in the underway. This is incredibly careless of them, and I'll tell you why. The underway is narrow. It's a narrow place. And they're all going to come... Oh, they're going to actually come from behind me too. Well, that is interesting. You see, because what we can do is just turn and shoot them. It's a good army with another good army coming behind. Now, they won't get here for 2 minutes. 2 minutes is long enough for us to light up some dudes, right? Now, in 2 minutes they'll be here, so we do want to move as far as we can away from here. Now, they're not going to have any artillery on this edge, so all we got to do is, you know, get to the fight. Speaking of their artillery, they do have it, and now it's time to eliminate it. Organ Gun 1, Organ Gun 2, and from there it's just cannons. We dodge a couple shots, clean. This army comes here in 1 minute and 40 seconds, so we just want to keep on moving forward. Now here we are going to summon onto the rear of these artillery pieces. Alright, they are about to get here. No, they've still got 1 minute. Alright, and we are having a time. Okay, what's damaging us? Oh my god, that's so much damage! And we just run through these guys. We just absolutely obliterate them. The artillery coming around behind us. We've got such missile resist. We've got such power! We are getting lit up. Okay, the Rangers with great weapons, that's what's doing it. We need to back out here. Awkward shot, still did a ton of damage. Good, good. Because here now we've got our big dudes beating up the back line. These organ guns are online though, that's bad. Let's get this Blood and Fireborn summon to take care of that. Shouldn't take too long for us to melt these dudes up. And we just charge the Lord in here. Of course we do. He's the bravest. He's the toughest. And we just delete this army. Absolutely harsh. And these Kadai, you know, I love them. They are just running around, beating down the foe. We got 60% physical resist on the main ones, on the demons, and, well, it's about that same on these. So yeah, what champions, you know, what brutal stuff. But there we go. That's what happens when these fools want to try to fight. You know, yeah, they got some damage in, but this was a very elite Dwarven army. Not pure elite, but very elite. And, I mean, that's a good army. Hammers, Giant Slayers, Thunderers, Oregon Guns, Ironbreakers, like, that's a good army. And Settlement Garrison good too, but of course, we knew that... if it hadn't been a pincer attack, we wouldn't have even taken much damage at all. But we had to move forward to forestall that. So that's why we got beat up so bad. And we get this Wormslayer sword. This is the one that removes your bonus for infantry and your melee defense. It gives you a huge bonus for large. I mean, it's cool. Thorhall Thunderstone. And we pop him, punch him in the face. Byaw. And we burn it down, getting a ton more materials. 40k materials is so many. You don't need that many. Oh yeah, they are... They're moving towards the home base, huh? But you know, we might get an army there in time, with a little bit of time. It's like it doesn't like I'm getting so nervous that I'm like, what are we gonna worry about? That these fools might be able to burn down my city? It literally doesn't matter anymore. I can just build another one with blackjack and fire demons. And Queek wants to give me a very rare... Oh, he'll get... Yeah, he'll get a lot of trade, and I'll get some. I accept. I mean, if he wants to be friends again, you know, I burned down a bunch of his places and took a bunch of his materials, and I'm sure he's sorry now. He learned his lesson. But anyway, you know, Grudge too far, it's quite an ultimate crisis, right? The dwarves are all over the world. If we stop here, then we might be able to like stop here in the place, and like we might be able to fight like a glorious X4 dwarf battle to probably finish out the campaign entirely. I mean, this could be a very fun battle. Yeah, we'll fight this. I'm just going to take a very short break, and then we'll be back to try to defend with this garrison and my thing. Yeah. No, I don't have time. Do I? I do. No, we'll auto it because we only got like one more battle left in me, right? And we're gonna try to do it for the really big one. For the really big dwarf battle. One battle to rule them all. Because, of course, we could lightning strike them off, but I want to fight like 4 at once. I think that would be more fun. That's so many agents. That's so annoying. Wonderful stuff. I'm like, I guess we can just start trading with Archaon, yeah. What is someone gonna get mad about it? Who cares?
Are you after a drink? Enter then. Are you after a drink? My true father instructs me to talk to you. It seems we may have common cause.
Yeah, I guess, you know, if the forces of order wouldn't love me, then I will choose the forces of chaos and evil, right? You know. I can't believe they drove me to this. Alright, so I'm going to take a short break, and then we're going to come in here and fight this immense dwarf stack. And that'll be the capstone for the campaign, so I'll see you in just a minute. I gotta switch over some laundry and stuff. I was muted. Anyway, I was saying we'll be right back. Alright. Time for the biggest battle. The final battle. Ba-da-dum bum. Ba-da-dum bum bum. Alright, so. You know, the army is not perfect. It is very, very strong. The army we're going against is very strong too. Of course, they have so many armies. We could lightning strike them off, and then it would be easy. But would that be cool? No. It wouldn't be cool. It wouldn't be the army battle that was promised all along. So we're going to do it this way. Now, their reinforcements are all coming on this one wing here, which is very good. We don't have to worry about them, you know, positioned elsewhere on the battlefield. And that happens so, like, on the campaign map, if the army is on the other side of you or whatever, that'll be, like, that'll often determine how it turns. Now, we have a perfect battlefield, so they're going to have to come across this very open thing, very open terrain. So this is going to be crazy, right? Because we don't have much of a front line. And the fire glaives, we don't want to get dived. We don't want them to get shot up. So we're just going to have to get to it, right? We got a 20 quarreler army to start off with. And we'll see how that works. We're going to charge in, try to clump them and get some shots immediately, right? Right. Because these first hits weren't hitting. But now, there we go. That's what we needed. And we just want to... We want all the ones that are alive to be on one side, right? So they can get arty fired on. So we're just going to get over here. And we just, you know, you don't want your flank to even exist. And the more you kill on the flank, the more they have to reposition stuff to attempt to flank. And that is good indeed. Indeed it is. And with so many quarrelers, of course, they don't really have the ability to do anything except charge into the artillery fire. Which is just what I want them to do. Just what I want them to do. Now, of course, they're about to come out, and we still have plenty of ammo. We still are in very fine form here. Big Flames of Asgore hit, very nice. We still have our breath attack. And the Hell Cannons are just deleting this Unbreakable Demon Slayer, which is perfect, right? It is perfect. It is right. And we're just trying to charge out in here, because right now what we need is just, you know, to stop them from getting in and starting the fight right now. And okay, yeah, it's a little exploderator thing. Very nice. Get our terror route going on. Just need to get these guys here. Because right now they're actually, so this is perfect. We can send in the barrier troops to soak up the fire as they try to get in here. Now, the funny thing about their artillery is I think because they're so far in the back, they're not even going to be able to get it. We're going to try to drop this Doom of Half shit right here. I think it's going to work. I think they'll have so much that they won't have any choice but to have it drop on their heads. Yes! Oh my god! Ha ha ha! Now we're talking. We're going to Kadai summon right here. We're going to pull this guy back. And this is a big Slayer block, and we're going to drop the Flames of Asgore on them. They're going to get away from some of it, but not all of it. No, not all. Alright, Giant Slayer. Slayer. Is there anything flying? Alright, so we got Trollhammer torpedoes. Let's get some fire onto them right away. Because here, their ranged army is already gone, right? The one that they wanted to have this fight with is out as a reinforcement. And now the melee army has to come in. Alright, so also Trollhammer torpedoes in the sky. That is bad. But, no, these are gyro bombers. That is bad. Not a disaster. Bad, though. Alright, we need to restock Pain Train. And now it's time for Pain Train to move around, and we need to get here. And our barrier is recharging. We need it to recharge, so we're just going to back out here. Now, charging into units that want to fight you isn't always great, but it'll work out. I believe it'll work out. Because our impact damage, our attacks, they're going to do a lot of work. And, oh man, okay, we need... Like, we need our guys to be shooting in a better spot. Alright, so they are deleting these Trollhammer torpedoes, and that's good. But we need to get it into this massed block here. Alright, Drazhoath, importantly, has got his barrier all the way back up. Perfection. We need to get into this block of infantry. You know, they're having a time there. And now it's a big old Flames of Asgore right there. Yeah, this is amazing. This is as good as anyone's ever felt playing Chaos Dwarves. Oh my stars. And look, they are... Look how far away they are. And they're just trying to stream across the battlefield and get this done. And, you know, how's it working out for them? You ask them. I'll wait. Oh, and I was forgetting to pop Morgrim's Eye, too. Now, they do have, like, one unit of, Grudge Thrower... No, that's not the word. The Reciprocating Axe... Grudge Settler? I don't know. I forget. It is too engaging. I forget. Alright, we need to... Okay, so... Over here, these Iron Sworn are getting lit up. Why? Okay, these Iron Drakes. That's why... And now we're going to Lord Snipe again. We're going to bounce over this way with the monsters. Alright, so importantly, we have knocked off this flank entirely. These guys are not going to be able to retreat, however. That is because they will turn their shields to the foe and you know, and hold on. These Iron Breakers are here. They're not going to hold for long, of course, because this army has gotten so beat up. Oh my goodness, and that is the Lord Snipe, right? That's how to deal with an Unbreakable Slayer. You just shoot him with a huge amount of Hell Cannons. Oh, that's a lot of damage. Use the last restock on another Pain Train reboot. And our monsters continue bashing. And of course, Drazhoath is undamaged. These organ guns are coming in, but like, to what end? They haven't even really got through the barrier on any of these monsters. They're still totally online. Flames of Asgore. Yep. Run away, Firesworn! Run away! No. You know, it was necessary. Sorry about you, buddies. Alright, so importantly, the infantry is nearly all dead, though. You know, it's not over yet. We gotta keep on remembering that this is not over yet. This is going to be Slayer Pirates plus Iron Breakers that caught mainly Iron Breakers, but a Flames of Asgore for one Iron Breaker is good. Alright, and actually, so these Icebound Legions are exceptionally great at dealing with gyros, apparently. You know, the heat-seeking missiles, it makes sense. But I guess, you know, we're not out of infantry. We're just out of the frontline infantry. We still got all the other infantry. Of course we do. Now, Drazhoath getting a little shot up here. Not like in a worrisome way. We just need to get the single entities back. All of these guys back. They'll be able to get, you know, their barrier again. And, of course, the mortar is now out of ammo, and I don't have another restock in the army. But you know, this is where maybe a 2 restock would have been there, right? We're just going to back out. We've got plenty of... our regen is, yeah, very good regen now. So we're just going to get back and we'll get the barrier up. He's in fine form. All of these guys are going to get their barrier up as well. You know, we're just going to pull back and reposition here. And there's that last glorious Pain Train shot. And, you know, the ones on the front still have their ammo, so we're gonna go use some of our remaining lives to put the hurt on. And, of course, man, they're still coming. Yeah, they are. But Drazhoath, now his barrier's coming back. His hit points are coming back. Fireglave's taking care of the gyro bombers. And now it's time for the Monstar Squad. You know, if we just back out here and here, we can use one of them to punch around on these fools. And this might be, like, unwise. I mean, it is. It's fine, though. He'll be fine. We can back out soon enough, and the trains will just get to going on the front, and that'll buy some time for our shooting to get online, right? Right. Because it's all about buying the time. The time is what is expensive. We're going to drop this right here, and that should flames at least one of them, right? Yeah. You know, we could have done that in a more advantageous spot. It's okay. Artillery is out. We're going to drink the potion of healing there. He's ready for it. But, you know, the artillery is out, but the back line is totally healthy. The monsters are healthy and still barriered. And the Lords and Hero block is still totally fresh. And the pain trains are, you know, getting shot a little bit, but that's just because they were sitting still. And when they get into the line of the Fire Glaive plus Blunderbuss, like, man, they really get lit up, don't they? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And I think we're army lost in them. Yep. And there we go. The greatest battle I've ever done. And we could have fought even more of these armies. That is what a good job I did. Because, of course, these things are also trains, which I had not used them as at all. But, like, man, you know. Goblin Hewer, that's what they're called. I'm like, it's some kind of goblin blah 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 thing. Of course, it's a Slayer artillery piece, so it's unbreakable. But that doesn't mean that you should just let it, you know, have a party. But there we have it. The greatest battle I've ever done. And, you know, the front line, maybe some more Kadai destroyers would be better, right? That barrier. Man, oh man, what a fight. Because that was 4 dwarf stacks. And the one real takeaway is maybe one more source of restock for a super long fight would be good. But even then, you know, 650 kills on this one. 600 on that one. Man. Man, man, what an army. Well, there you have it. We're the greatest. And that's my campaign victory. And anyway, that's that. You know, we could keep on playing, but I mean, I gotta go to work. And also, you know, that's sort of, that to me is a great capstone to the campaign, right? I built the amazing army, and I fought as hard of a fight as you're likely to ever run into is 4 dwarf stacks. Plenty of armies wouldn't be able to do it, and mine did. So, there we go. Drazhoath, the Legion of Asgore, reigns supreme, or I mean relatively. We have a ton of stuff. Things are fine. Things are good. I declare myself the victor. Wonderful. What a battle. What a battle. Couldn't have gone better. Perfectly executed. It's sort of like a great showcase of all the things that I learned about playing Chaos Dwarfs on the campaign. and like as a player too, like it was a good campaign. You walk the border between cheese and legitimate play when you have a lord like Drazhoath. We'll play a different one. I think we'll always keep on wanting to play him, though, because what a monster of a centerpiece he is. What a devastating character. What a fun faction. I can't believe I waited this long to get the DLC, but hey, I'm glad I got it. If you like artillery, monsters, great infantry, or having overpowered factions in this game, the Chaos Dwarves are the ones for you. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Bye, Thomas. Thanks for hanging out. Bye, Drifter, if you're still around. Bye, everybody else. Thanks for hanging out and seeing my glorious victory. And when we return to Total War, it'll be with a different campaign. I'm not sure which one yet. Probably not Chaos Dwarves again, in spite of how fun they were. But, just get a little palate cleanser. But if you're watching in the future, I hope the weather is nice, and maybe I'll see you in another stream or video later, guys.